since as young as I can remember, I've been thinking about this thing. And today, as a 30-year-old, I think about it like way more than I ever have. And that is having children. I have always wanted to be a dad. That's always something that I thought that I really wanted. And like, I think like ever since I was maybe 5 years old, I remember thinking I can't wait to have children. And now that I'm 30, I think I still do want kids, but the thoughts about having kids are so much more complicated now and complex than they were way back then. And so I thought I might talk a little bit about that now to you, especially because I feel like I don't hear a lot of gay men talking about their experiences about planning for children or wanting children, having this conversation with their partners. Like on TV, I feel like they make it seem a lot more simple than it actually is. Obviously, for straight people, having kids can be much more simple. Obviously, not 100% of cases is it simple for straight couples who want to have children, but I think for gay couples, it's definitely more complex, especially gay men. And I made a TikTok recently saying how it really bothers me when I'm talking to my girlfriends who are mostly straight, and they say something like, oh, okay, well, in these conversations, I am often like, hey, I am stressed about timing around having kids because I want to have kids, but I don't feel like I'm ready yet. And the response is always something like, oh, don't worry about it, you're a gay dude, so you don't have a biological clock, like you don't have to worry. And that just bothers me because at the end of the day, like straight people, like people who have children biologically, naturally, like those people have other options as well. Like they don't have to do biological children naturally. They could also adopt or do surrogacy. Like those are also options to straight people. Those aren't just options for gay people. So whenever my girlfriends are like, oh, you're so lucky, you're a man who dates men, who's gonna have children with men because you don't have to worry about biological clocks, it just bothers me because I'm like, we have to worry just as much as you do. Like you also wouldn't have to worry if you were more open-minded to other options for having children, like surrogacy or adoption. It almost feels like they delegitimize having children through other methods than just like more traditional intercourse, I guess. I don't know what I can say here, but it feels like they are delegitimizing those options when they tell me that. It just bothers me. But anyways, that was a little bit of a ramble. Like I said, my whole life, I think that I've always thought about wanting to have children, and it's always been something that I've said to partners like early on in dating. Oh, also, by the way, I have this picture of me when I was a kid. It's actually a magnet, and I thought that I might do some tapping while I talk on it. I was like, I definitely looked much different as a kid. I was adorable. I'm from a town called Rockaway, New Jersey, so you can see me wearing my Rockaway jersey, but basically, I can't really tap and hold this mic at the same time. I'm trying my best. But, I wonder if I, use my neck to hold it. But basically, like I said, I've always wanted to have kids, and I've always thought that I wanted to have them relatively young, like age 30 or something. But now that I'm 30, I'm like, there's no way I could have children right now. It's just much too early for me. There's so many other things I want to do with my life before I have kids. It's always been a dream of mine to, it sounds embarrassing, but it's always been a dream of mine to be famous. Or at least like have some sort of artistic outlet that people enjoy, like have an audience, which could be ASMR for me, but I've never really had so much luck with ASMR. But that's just always something I wanted to do before having children, because I feel like once I have children, I won't have time to do things limits it as a gay man is that I can't just like have intercourse to have a child. I have to either do surrogacy or I have to adopt. And my boyfriend Chris really is set on surrogacy. Like he wants to have a child with his DNA, and I would prefer to adopt because I feel like the whole process of surrogacy could be really like difficult and messy. The same thing with adoption. Like there's no really like completely ethical way to have a child as a gay man because there are ethical setbacks to both adoption and to surrogacy. Like with surrogacy, the idea of paying someone to have a child for me, or specifically paying someone who's a woman to have a child for me, just kind of feels icky. At the end of the day, I know that like it's great that women have agency to choose to be surrogate mothers, and I would never want to take away that agency from someone. But it just feels like weird, consumerist almost to like pay for a child or pay a woman to do like body labor like that. And then with adoption, like it feels like oftentimes children are taken advantage of in that situation. And sometimes it's better to like not actually adopt, just to help a family who needs help. I don't know. I don't really know what I'm saying, but like for instance, would it be better for me to adopt or just provide resources to a woman so that she could raise her own child and not have me take her child away? You know, something that I think about. Obviously there's no perfect option, but is there a better option, you know? And like me and Chris have talked about having a friend to be a surrogate. I've had friends who'd offered, which is very, very, oh my god, like that would be the biggest gift someone could give, is to carry my child. And I would be so grateful, and I would want to compensate that person like more than fairly for that labor. But it does just kind of feel weird, you know? So there's like the fact that I don't feel ready to have a kid at the age that I thought I would be ready to have children. And there's the fact that I don't feel 100% good about surrogacy or adoption, and that Chris really would prefer to do surrogacy. And then there's the fact that there's just so much other stuff going on in my life. Like I am deathly afraid of needles. Like I have a huge phobia. How am I gonna go be a dad if I can't even take my kid to the doctor when they get their blood drawn? You know, like I know that sounds stupid, but it's something that I think about. And then I think like, would I even be a good dad? You know, like every parent makes mistakes, but you would hope that you wouldn't like completely traumatize your child. Like I really wouldn't want to do that. And then there's like also the thought I have of like, the world doesn't seem like it's going in the right direction. Corporate greed is only becoming more and more powerful, and we have a certain, I don't know words I can use on YouTube, but there are things I could say about the country that I feel like aren't the perfect situation to raise a child. I'll just say it, like there's fascism happening, and obviously the country's always been kind of, it's always been like rooted in, the country was built by slavery, so like it's never been a great country in terms of like equity and raising a child, but I don't feel like things are going in the right direction, you know, so it makes me scared to have a child and bring it up in that environment. I know I'm really just rambling at this point, but it's like, have you ever thought these thoughts about having children, especially if you're a gay man? Like, are these thoughts that have crossed your mind? Do you feel the same way? Because it's very existential for me. Like, I've always wanted to have kids, and now that I'm like at the age where I thought I would have them, and I'm completely just question mark about it. Yeah. Let me just talk a little bit about this magnet, because I really do want to look at my younger self and remember what it was like to be this age, and special. Like, I was so innocent at this time and had so many big ideas of what I wanted for my life, and I was also really naive. Like, I didn't see all the evils of the world that I see now, and I still thought about things from, like, good and bad, and now, or like evil and good, but now things are, obviously as an adult, much more complex than that. So I think back at this time, I was like, wow, that was really beautiful. So, yeah, I chose to show this and tap on this because I'm talking about having kids, and this is a picture of me as a kid. So, yeah, please comment if you thought any of these thoughts. Also comment, someone commented in my last video saying that the gain was too low, so I turned it way up. But now I'm afraid that it's too loud, so let me know if this sounds good. I really do